If life truly has no purpose, why do we feel an uncheckable urge to keep searching for one? This video uncovers the hidden forces psychological, cultural, and spiritual that drive us to seek meaning even when answers seem out of reach. Watch to discover why this search matters, and how it could completely reshape the way you see your own life. Welcome to Axis of Curiosity, where we dive into the questions that shape how we see life, purpose, and ourselves. In today's video, the hidden reason humans can't stop searching for meaning. We'll explore why people keep seeking answers, even when life seems uncertain or without purpose. Together, we'll look at psychology, culture, and spirituality to uncover insights that matter in everyday life. If you enjoy thought-provoking content like this, don't forget to like the video, share it with friends, and subscribe to Axis of Curiosity for more deep and meaningful explorations. Freedom of speech has always been seen as the heartbeat of American democracy, rooted not only in the First Amendment, but in a cultural belief that every voice deserves space, even when uncomfortable or unpopular. Psychologists often argue that open dialogue is essential for individual and collective growth, since suppressing expression can breed resentment and polarization rather than harmony. In a society as diverse as the United States, where faith traditions and secular identities overlap, this freedom functions like a pressure valve allowing debate, critique, and exploration without fear of silence. Yet its value is not merely political. It reflects a deep social need to test ideas, challenge dogmas, and refine shared truths. Modern thinkers emphasize that in an age of instant communication and global exchange, the ability to speak openly ensures adaptability and resilience in culture. Religious communities themselves, while sometimes feeling threatened, also benefit from the same protection, as it grants them the right to preach, to practice, and to preserve their traditions within a pluralistic nation. In a country as pluralistic as the United States, religious sensitivity is not a fringe issue, but a daily reality shaped by countless interactions among people of different faiths and those of no faith at all. Sociologists remind us that in such environments, respect for diversity becomes a kind of social glue, helping prevent divisions from hardening into hostility. Yet sensitivity does not mean silence. It reflects the awareness that words, images, or even humor can touch deeply held identities and histories. Psychologists note that when individuals feel their beliefs are mocked or dismissed, the result can be defensiveness and alienation, which hinders constructive dialogue. At the same time, modern society places increasing value on authenticity and free expression. Creating a paradox, people are encouraged to speak their truths, but also asked to tread carefully around others' sacred ground. Religious groups in America often call for mutual understanding, rather than censorship, recognizing that sensitivity must operate as a two-way street where expression and empathy coexist to sustain a genuinely inclusive culture. The intersection of free speech and faith is often where America's ideals face their toughest tests. On one hand, the constitutional guarantee allows citizens to critique, satirize, or even reject religious claims without fear of punishment. On the other, faith traditions are woven deeply into people's sense of identity, making criticism feel less like an intellectual debate and more like a personal attack. Psychologists highlight that belief systems often serve as psychological anchors, giving meaning and stability. So when they are challenged publicly, the emotional response can be intense. Examples in American society such as controversies over religious cartoons, protests at places of worship, or debates in universities show how easily expression can collide with devotion. Yet these moments also spark conversations about where to draw the line. Should society protect sacred symbols from ridicule, or protect the critic's right to question them? Modern thinkers argue that while such clashes are uncomfortable, they are also vital for a democracy that seeks to balance individual freedom with the dignity of diverse communities. The balance between respect and expression reveals one of the most delicate struggles in American society. Free speech invites people to voice their convictions boldly, yet social norms demand a degree of care when addressing matters tied to faith, identity, or culture. Psychologists point out that humans thrive when they feel respected and heard, and when that respect is absent, dialogue often breaks down into hostility. At the same time, silencing expression for the sake of avoiding offense can create an atmosphere of fear, where genuine ideas are left unspoken and growth is stunted. Everyday examples illustrate this tension: a comedian testing the limits of satire, a professor encouraging debate in a classroom, or an activist calling out religious hypocrisy all may be defended as free expression, but can also be seen as disrespect. The challenge, then, is not to eliminate either side but to cultivate empathy alongside candor, ensuring that truth-seeking and dignity are not treated as enemies but as partners in a more resilient public conversation. American society has repeatedly witnessed moments where free speech and religious sensitivity collide in ways that shape national debates. One example is the controversy over satirical depictions of religious figures, which sparked protests and counter-protests, highlighting both the power of expression and the pain it can cause. Another case can be seen in university campuses, where invited speakers challenging religious or cultural norms often face resistance, raising questions about whether academic freedom should outweigh the need for inclusivity. Psychologists observe that these flashpoints often mirror deeper anxieties about identity and belonging, where critique feels like exclusion rather than dialogue. The legal system, however, has generally upheld the right to speak even when offensive, emphasizing that the solution to hurtful speech is not censorship but more speech. Religious groups, too, have sometimes turned free speech to their advantage, using public platforms to defend their beliefs or campaign for moral values. These case studies remind us that conflict, though uncomfortable, can serve as a catalyst for growth, forcing society to wrestle with its own principles in real time. The American legal framework provides some of the strongest protections for free speech in the world, with the First Amendment guaranteeing that individuals can express their ideas without government interference. Yet, while the law may protect expression, social pressures often shape how freely people feel they can actually speak. A comedian, for instance, might legally joke about religious themes, but risk losing their platform or career due to public backlash. Similarly, employees may avoid discussing certain beliefs at work, fearing professional or social isolation. Psychologists note that this tension creates a chilling effect where people self-censor not because they fear jail, but because they fear judgment. In a society as religiously diverse as America, balancing this freedom with sensitivity is especially complex, as what one community sees as critique another may see as disrespect. The legal system insists that offense is not the same as harm, but cultural norms often push in the opposite direction, demanding caution. This ongoing struggle reflects how freedom and responsibility are negotiated not only in courts but in everyday interactions. The real challenge for American society is not choosing between freedom of speech and religious sensitivity, but learning how the two can coexist without silencing one another. Freedom gives individuals the right to question, critique, and even offend, while sensitivity reminds us that words can wound and communities deserve dignity. Social psychologists suggest that empathy, when paired with honesty, allows dialogue to flourish instead of shutting it down. History shows that societies progress most when debate is open, yet compassionate, where citizens can disagree without dehumanizing each other. Perhaps the future of democracy lies not in erasing conflict but in refining how we handle it by treating both speech and respect as responsibilities as much as rights. Thank you for watching this video, and if you found these reflections meaningful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking discussions. Your support helps keep these conversations alive.